Hi everyone, welcome to our options trading hangout, global market and global equity and futures market review for 17th of May 2014. So you notice that we have changed our title from Saturday Fever to options trading hangout just to make sure that everybody knows. Our new URL is optionstradinghangout.com. So hopefully you'll enjoy this new name. So let me start with sharing my screen. Just hang on for a while. And let's go, options trading hangout. Okay, so before I start, of course, let me share with you the disclaimer. Understand that we are here sharing with you our insight of the equity and the futures market. We are not giving advice. So with that understanding, let's see what's happening next week. Next week, not much, I would say, from United States. The key one, of course, would be one, the FOMC minutes that will be announced on 22nd, 2 a.m. in the morning, Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysian time. And of course, a few hours later at 9:45 a.m. Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysian time, we have the HSBC Flash Manufacturing PMI. Now, these are very important news, in my opinion, for the US equity markets. Okay, other than this, of course, for other news, please watch out our Forex Trading Hangout, and I'm going to share with you how other news will impact on the Forex market. Okay, so in terms of the dots of the Dow system, well, you can see that one of the dots, Verizon, no, it's not Verizon, it's actually Intel. Intel actually dropped 0.5% this week. Okay, so now in terms of the star of the dots, we have only 5 dots. That being said, the system still returned a positive of 2.6% as of yesterday, 16th of May. And more interestingly, the small dot also returns positively, 0.6% as of 16th of May. So that's the power of this system. As you can see, we only have 5 big dots who are basically making money for us. Yet, guess what? Both the big dot and the small dots are working for us. Okay, so in terms of the sectors, the S&P sectors performance, now as I said last week, I was watching tech, healthcare, because they might climb back from the bottom. As you can tell from now here, the healthcare sector and the tech sector are the strongest sectors for this week. The weakest one, however, is the utilities. So we tell us one thing, well, seasonality-wise, utility is weak. Biotech may come back, so just watch out for this sector rotation thing. We are proceeding to the summer, and watch out for that. Okay, so now let's move on to look at some of the charts. And here we go. First of all, I would like to, in order for me to remember to do this, I'm going to share with you the Hang Seng Index first. Hang Seng is doing fairly well over the last 5 trading days. As I have pointed out to you, a very big long black arrow. Hang Seng is looking at going back up 23,000 and possibly the resistance level 23,220. Okay, so Hang Seng, I have no problem with the index, is okay. In terms of the Singapore Straits Times Index, STI, I've been talking about a trading range between 3228 and 3277. It's a very tight range. I'm waiting for a breakout, confirmed breakout, which failed 2 weeks ago. So I'm looking for a confirmed in the following month. Yeah, that's right. And then let's move on to the United States. We have got the big 4 indices, starting off with the Dow Jones. Dow Jones actually make an all-time high on Tuesday session, but Wednesday, Thursday, 2 long candle red one some more. So Dow Jones is still back below 16,600. But what I see is that the index has made a higher lows consistently over the last 3 rounds. 1, 2, 3. So probably there could be a breakout very soon. Now, the index is not as bearish as I thought. That being said, some people say, well, we are in sell, it may go away time. So we should be bearish. Now, one thing that we always say to our viewers, trade based on what you see, not what you think. Okay, sell it may go away, may not work. In another aspect, I share with my viewers also, there is such a thing called summer rally. If you have heard of spring rally, maybe winter rally or Santa Claus rally, commonly known as Santa Claus rally, there is such a thing called summer rally, which is going to happen very soon. So watch out for that, bears. Do not just short the market for no reason. Okay, so now let's move on to the NDX Nasdaq 100. Now Nasdaq 100 is in a triangular formation at the resistance of 3613, and you can see that when the Dow Jones make all-time high, Nasdaq actually closed in a red bar that day. And at the same time, now I've drawn up the two lines, basically telling you that there is a breakout coming up. Which side? Of course, I don't know. Okay, so this is a breakout type of scenario, so be patient. Nothing I can do with this. I do have a very wide mouth iron condor that has been set up for the month of June expiration. While my mouth is super wide, and essentially what I'm looking for is, even though there's a breakout, it will still be in a very tight range. Okay, so that is my prognosis. If I'm wrong, then I'll get out of my iron condor immediately. The next one is, of course, SP500 or SPX. Similar to Dow Jones, SPX make an all-time high on Tuesday session, but is a fake key, I would say. Similar to Dow Jones, we have two long candle, red one, two. So you know what? Is now back to the 1900 range. That being said, similar to Dow Jones, we have got a low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So the index is still in a bullish mode. Okay, so watch out for that. Russell 2000 give us a very different picture. Interestingly, number one on Thursday session, Russell 2000 actually touched the low, which was the previous low, previous low. So this is like a triple bottom formation. Now, on the other hand, we also want to watch out that Russell 2000 is in a series of lower highs. Okay, so the index itself is still quite bearish, but my bet is, based on this trend, I'm saying that perhaps next week I will see some bullish move on Russell 2000. At least may go up to 1120, or maybe even touch this line or touch the trend line. Now I plot moving average here, and I just want to make sure that it is 200 days. So just hang on for a while. Russell 2000 is still remain 200 days moving average. Okay, so this is still a bearish index in the meantime. Okay, so let's move on to the futures. We have got crude oil. Crude oil is hanging at $102. Okay, so waiting for a breakout. If not, this is a resistance. Then wait for crude oil to come down. So it's still in a very tight range for the time being. Nothing much I'm doing. For gold, surprisingly, I'm drawing this because I'm seeing a triangular formation. I may not have drawn the triangle properly, so let me draw it for you better. You'll see that lower highs, lower highs, higher lows. So what does it mean? Triangular formation. So I'm avoiding trading gold for the time being. Well, you can use other ways of doing this, but this triangle looks very scary. Okay, so no trade for me on gold. Now let's move on to stocks. Stock we start with Apple. It was announced that on 9th of June, Apple will have a stock split. As you recall, in the last quarterly earnings season, announcement, Apple is proposing a 7-for-1 split, which means that we are looking at about $80 per share of Apple on 9th of June. So there's a theory behind whereby when a stock is about to have a stock split, the share price will go up. Now, looking at the price action of Apple over the last week, you will see that 600 is a resistance. So if 600 is broken, perhaps that may be there may be a sign that Apple will trade above 600 before the stock split. Now, for stock split play, I personally am not in favor of that because the theory behind may still be true. However, we are speculating. So I'm still believing the trade based on what you see and not what you think. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for Apple to break above 600 before I position myself for another trade. Amazon is in a clear downtrend, okay, lower highs, okay, so the downtrend resistance is here. Now I'm watching Amazon fail to break above the downtrend resistance, and that means Amazon may drop below, will still be trading below 300. The green bar on Friday probably is a result of options expiration, so I'm not paying too much attention to that. Biogen IDET, okay, Biogen IDET has a breakout on actually last Friday, yep, last Friday, and then, hang on, is it last Friday? Let me see. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Monday. Okay, Biogen either has a breakout on Monday of the range, and then it dropped back to the at the end of the week, it dropped back to $291. Now, I took the opportunity to do a short call spread when Biogen IDET was at $300. So I managed to do a $2 credit spread, and for a 10-point wide. So now it is already half 50% into the profit. So that is the reason why I'm not so hurry of selling credit spread. I wait for a very nice opportunity. So now I'm into 50% already. So I'm waiting for the price actions to continue to be quiet. So I'll reach, once I reach 80% of the premium of $2, which is $1.60, I'll close out the trade, and that's it. That's for the month of June, which I have not, which you know that June has not even started. Okay, so this is really patience pay a lot. Okay, so we have got another stock called Avis Budget, something that I featured last week, and you can tell that the stock ticker symbol CAR is actually a top IBD 50 stocks. So I'm still waiting for this stock to break out of the range. All right, so last week I talked about a very long long red candle, long red candle, and see that it's bouncing back. Okay, so I'm waiting for this breakout to happen. CMG Triple Dell, you will see that Triple Dell is still trading around $500. I need the stock to move, indicating to me whether it's want to go up or go down. So meanwhile, there's no trade on this stock, so I'm just watching. Green Mountain, okay, Green Mountain has a very good news on Tuesday because Coca-Cola increased the stake of this stock. So Green Mountain itself on Tuesday actually make a very huge move, but you see there's a double top. So the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Green Mountain is actually heading back. Probably I'm waiting for this gap to be closed off. Okay, so which is going to happen soon. So we will see. Meanwhile, I have no position on this trade. For Google, you will see that Google is trading between 511 and 540 in the meantime. It is a very good candidate for Iron Condor because you can see that it's like bouncing down, bouncing up, bouncing down, bouncing up, bouncing down. Good for Iron Condor. Okay, so people ask, how do I trade this kind of stock? Well, if the stock is in the sideways mode, this is definitely a good candidate for Iron Condor. So in my portfolio, what I've got is a 4-week Iron Condor, as well as a 1-week Iron Condor using weekly option. IBM, I was looking at the stock. Wow, probably it will break. Okay, it will break below this previous support line, but Friday it closed back to the above. Would it be known as a fakey move? Well, FAKEY, I don't know. Well, we'll see what will happen next week. Meanwhile, I've seen a high and a lower high. So for IBM, a little bit shaky right now. Okay, a little bit shaky right now. I'm not so keen to do long call diagonal for IBM. I'll instead wait for stock like McDonald's to open, whose June option is to be open next week, and I'm doing long call diagonals on McDonald's instead. ISRG, we have successfully closed out the Iron Condor trade for about 24% return of investment in 4 weeks' time. ISRG, probably the stock is about to move back to $400. It may not be a good Iron Condor candidate for the month of June, but if you choose to sell a put spread at around 360, that may make sense. So this is for you to think about it. Michael Kors is going to announce earnings. Okay, hang on for a minute. I got stuck. Okay, Okay, Michael Kors is to announce earning on 27th of May. Still have nothing because for the month of May, the stock has been trading between $90 and $95. Okay, so this is a stock just for watching purposes. Nothing will happen for the time being. LinkedIn have found a base at around $145. Okay, so LinkedIn, I don't know what is it going to do. Meanwhile, of course, you can see that the trend is still down. Okay, although there's still a lot of movement to the upside before we hit the downward resistance trend. That being said, the trend is still down. Okay, so LinkedIn, no bullish movement for the time being. McDonald's successfully hit a 52-week high on Tuesday, hitting 103.7. Okay, but then on Wednesday, because again of the long candle, okay, McDonald came back down, closed below 103. But on Friday option expiration, McDonald closed about 103. So watching this double top formation, the last top was April last year. So we're watching for this double top formation and see what will happen. I'm a kind of like person looking for long call diagonal spread again. We did a successful one last month, so I'm looking at opening another one this month. Okay, Netflix. Netflix seems to be very quiet. Okay, even though the market was down heavily on Wednesday and Thursday, Netflix is holding on very well. So what do I do with this? If you think that this is a sideways stock for the time being, a double diagonals might work. Okay, if you think that double diagonals might be a bit costly or you may not know how to do it, then of course you can consider doing an iron condor. Alternatively, you think that the VIX is very low now, thinking that VIX will go up, time spread at the money time spread would make a lot of sense. So there are plenty of ways of doing Netflix. Qiyu is going to announce earning on 19th, so when market reopens on Monday, well, Qiyu will have earnings. But you can see that since the all-time high of $124, the stock has dropped almost 50%. Okay, so what does it mean? Let's look at Tencent Hong Kong 700, and you see that Tencent has dropped below 61.8% retracement on Thursday. That being said, well, Qiyu is going to announce earnings, so let's see whether Qiyu will have the downward bias after the earning announcement. So watch out very closely on that. Then Spirit Airline, we have got Safe. Safe has tested the low of the previous low of 53. So now that is a double dot, that can potentially be a double bottom formation, waiting for this bounce, the next few candles as a bouncing off. Probably Safe may go back to test $60. Meanwhile, no trade. Starbucks has tested $69 pretty well a few times already, so waiting for Starbucks to actually go up. Now my prognosis is if you're really waiting for Starbucks to go up, meanwhile selling a put spread, if the premium is right for you, may make a lot of sense. Otherwise, nothing to be done on this stock. Okay, THRM, this is one of the IBD top 50 stocks, and you can see that for the whole week, THRM is trading just slightly below $40. I'm still waiting for the stock to break above 41.3 before I can do anything with that. I want to talk about TLT, which is a weekly chart here. You can see the weekly candle is a bullish engulfing candle. So that shows the bond market is coming back up. And if that's the case, let's see whether TLT will break above 114.62, which was the previous resistance. Finally, we have got a few more stocks to go. We have TRN, Trinity Industries, one of the top IBD 50 stocks. Now, Trinity is on the verge of breaking above the all-time high, 82.04. 82.04 is actually Tuesday's high. And then on Wednesday is 81.96. So it's almost there. So if you like, well, this is a stock you can consider going long. Tesla is still in a very much downtrend. Okay, Tesla has bounced off 177.72. Tesla may be going back and test 200 or even this downward resistance lines before it's heading back down. Okay, so that is what the price action is telling us. Twitter, you will see that Twitter is very, very quietly trading between $31 and $32, even though the market actually went down so much on Wednesday and Thursday. So Twitter might be a potential trade. Two things you can do. One, if you believe that you are prepared to hold Twitter for a longer time, a put spread makes a lot of sense. Selling a put spread makes a lot of sense. If not, okay, of course, you can do it at the money butterfly for a short-term trading purpose. This is what we do for Twitter. URI, United Rental, wow, we were so happy on Monday. URI actually closed above the $97. Even better still on Tuesday, it was just 75 cents below 100. I was smart. Okay, this is really on hindsight. I was smart. We closed out the long call diagonal on Tuesday before it went back. Okay, so I didn't hold all the way. When I see that I have nothing much premium to get or to squeeze, I actually close out URI for about 20% profit. Luckily, I did that before the stock came back, because on Thursday I was like crying. Thursday the stock was actually trading at $91. It was the low. It was like, whew, okay, URI, lucky. ACT is another one top IBD 50 stocks. ACT has been trading in the range for a month, so waiting for a breakout of the stock. Meanwhile, nothing is to happen. PCLM Priceline Group, you'll see that it has formed a very nice, consistent lower highs, and then we have found support at 1100. So I'm not so keen to do any iron condor on Priceline in case the stock breaks down. The next level could well be below 1000. So I'm watching this stock very closely. Okay, so that's all for this week's charting purpose. Let me see, what else do I have? Yes, I have got this one for you as well. So let me share with you the screen. Forgot to talk about this. How can I forget? Let me see. Okay, so yes, I would like to talk about the weekly John Person pivots, because I like to report that while we have got last week a buy signal on YM, I said there were no buy signals for NASDAQ, for ES, and for the small cap. Now this week you will see that SPX or the ES is actually in a doji. TF, the Russell Futures, is in doji. NASDAQ 100 is slightly bullish, and then we have the mini Dow, which shows a long tail to the downside. Okay, so the market is still in the divergence mode. Be careful when you trade. Okay, I have two more charts to show you, which is the COT report for ES as of 13 May 2014. From the large speculators' perspective, they are still marginally in a net short position. So the futures traders are bearish on ES. Watch out. For NASDAQ 100, the futures traders has been less bullish on the futures itself. They were net long position is actually dropping, so kind of telling us that the bullish sentiment is not so strong for NASDAQ 100's futures. Okay, so well, in just about a week to go, we are going to have our ASTC 2014 batch 2. First class will be on 26th of May. I've got some queries from viewers, from watchers. Thank you for those questions. Just send me any questions about what you think of about how you can benefit from this program. Because at the end of the day, what I've done every week in terms of this options trading hangout is just the tip of the iceberg. A lot of things that I would like to talk about actually is from ASTC. Okay, so if you are interested, go to the website and sign up using the promo code ASTC2014 to enjoy a reduced tuition of $397. Okay, so that's all for this week, folks. If you have any questions, comments, observations, kindly send me an email. Okay, so this is my last slide. So let me come back to say bye-bye to all of you. So thank you very much. Now the market is quite choppy. Market is quite crazy. So when you trade, be careful. Okay, I hope to see you next week again. This is Jack Wong from optionstradinghangouts.com. I'm signing off now. Bye-bye.